So hey, what's up guys? I got a battle and I actually took this one yesterday, so I kind of remember everything. I think I took it last night, which was Sunday night, I think. And today's Monday, so I have no school, like I said, because it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day if you're living in the US. Yeah, for everyone living elsewhere, then yeah, it's not Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But you saw my nails and it's all purple, so yeah, my friend did that. But I got a battle against some dude from Smogon. I think his name was TheScizor or Scizor. But shit, whatever. Um, OU match. I got a Mammal Swine lead because he had a jump left lead. I was kind of predicting him to lead off with that. I go for Ice Shard because safe move, I guess. I don't want to over predict. It's like the first turn of the match. And then he goes into his Volcarona. And I know these things don't usually carry hidden power ground, so that means they will get ultimately walled by Heatran because it resists Bug by 4 times, and then it's also immune to fire moves. So he goes into his Deoxys, which it doesn't take the Fire Blast too well, so it takes like 40-ish% from the Fire Blast. And I set up my rocks here because I know he can't really do too much to me. He can't Toxic because I'm a Steel type, but then he recovers, so that's all nice. He also could set up his hazards, which I don't really want, but as long as I'm not taking damage, I guess. I go into my Scizor because I can U-turn, and then yeah, if he doesn't switch out, then he'll be taking a choice banded U-turn. If he does switch out, then I get switch initiative, so it's a win-win situation. And I hear plane, fucking plane, but he goes into his Tentacruel. I go into my Mamoswine after the U-turn, and I know I can kill him off from this range with an Earthquake because Tentacruel isn't that bulky, and it's a stab Earthquake from a Mamoswine. So yeah, but he goes into his Jump Bluff, and he doesn't want to stay in because Ice Shard and stuff. He goes into his Deoxys and Earthquake, I think. Oh no, Stone Edge, because I knew he didn't want to stay in on an Ice Shard, and maybe if he went back into his Volcarona, then that would get hit by a Stone Edge, but then I have Rocks up, so that's, yeah, kind of dumb if he went into Volcarona, I guess. Stone Edge did not do a lot, and Earthquake is stab, which is 150 base power, and Stone Edge did more than Earthquake, so that means I got fucking min damage on that. And he said he lived on 1 HP, so that just hurt. So I have to switch out because he can do whatever he wants, setting up spikes and stuff on me, and he also can recover. Earthquake won't be doing much, so I go into my Vaporeon because I know I can Toxic it. But then I was like, okay, he's going to predict me to go for Toxic, so he's going to go into his Tentacruel. But then he sets up another layer of spikes, so that means he has 3 layers, and that's not good. So I went for Scald, and I could have got a burn, which I don't. That kind of sucks. But then he switches out into his Tentacruel now because, you know, he can absorb Toxic, and plus he can easily take a Scald, but not really going to want to be burned. But you know, I switch out because I can't do anything to Tentacruel, and I don't want him setting up Toxic spikes on me. So I go into my Celebi because I can go for Psychic or set up if he wanted to switch. I still have my Rocks up, so that means he will not want to go into his Volcarona. He does have this thing, which kind of can have the acrobatics if he wants, because I know Black Spotted Zebra runs a acrobatics jump bluff, but he actually shows me a sub, so I'm kind of like, maybe he's going to go for sub Sleep Powder. But he actually doesn't show me Sleep Powder, so that's kind of weird. He just sets up a sub and just switches out, which is kind of a waste of HP actually, because I have rocks up, and that thing is going to be taking a fourth from rocks, and also be taking a fourth from substitute. So I don't even know what he was thinking. But +2 psychic does a lot on this Deoxys, even though it is resisted. So I already know this is a physically defensive Deoxys. And I take him out with a Giga Drain, so that's all nice. He brings in his Dugtrio, and I already know what this thing does. It's a good revenge killer, but then Sucker Punch is not going to be able to KO me because of Celebi's natural bulk, and because Dugtrio doesn't have the the power to pretty much kill this Celebi at the range of health um, where it was at. So yeah, Dugtrio being a good revenge killer, as long as your opponent's Pokemon is at a pretty low range of health where you're positive it'll KO. Um, so yeah. What happens? I go for Giga Drain. He locks me into that, so I'm kind of like, why? And then he brings in a Magnezone, so that thing is scarfed. Well, most of them are scarfed, and I know it's scarfed because I've battled this Magnezone, and it shows me it's scarfed right here, I think. Oh no, it switches out, but I know it's scarfed because he outsped my Latios. He goes into his Tentacruel. I go for Hidden Power Fire because I don't really want to overpredict. He has 3 things left, which is Tentacruel, Magnezone, and Volcarona. And I know Tentacruel is going to spin away the rocks right here. And him spinning away the rocks means that he can switch into Volcarona whenever. And it's going to be hard to bring in my Heatran to set up rocks again, because Magnezone can easily attack. Well, it can 2-hit KO Heatran if I went for rocks. But yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. But he outspeeds my Latios. He doesn't take a Draco Meteor too well, and that thing is going to be able to. No, I don't 2-hit KO it, but it looks like a 2-hit KO either way. But he goes into his Tentacruel, and like I said, I don't want to overpredict because I know that all of my pokes are able to handle the rest of his. I have Scizor, Vaporeon, Latios, Heatran, and Mamoswine. So that's like pretty much my whole team. And my whole team, which is all 5 of them, can handle all the 3 of the guys he has left. Because Mamoswine easily kills his Tentacruel, and then Heatran ultimately walls his Volcarona if it doesn't have Hidden Power Ground, which the standard one doesn't. I think I'm gonna run a Hidden Power Ground Volcarona just because. And then his Magnezone, it's scarfed, so if I lock that thing into a move, and if it's a move like Flash Cannon, then I can bring in I can bring in my Heatran or something to kill it off. So yeah, Flash Cannon hits, it's going to kill my Latios, and yeah, I kind of thought it wasn't because of Latios's special defense, natural special defense and stuff. I thought it could take it, but it doesn't. So that's kind of sad. I go into my Heatran and set up the really late game rocks. I kind of did that because I thought he was going to stay in and fodder out his Magnezone, because I'm kind of thought he knew that his Volcarona, well, it can't do anything to my Heatran, so I kind of thought that he, knew that, so he would just end it right there. But he actually doesn't. He switches into his Volcarona while I set up my rocks, and that's not a problem because I can easily stay in here with Heatran, and I can pretty much wall him and just go for Fire Blast and just take him out. he sets up quiver dances, which is like, why? He does get a special defense boost, but it's not really gonna help because it can't do anything to me. I think he sets up to +3 or 4, and at full health, it only does um, it only does about how much spikes does when it's at 3 layers. So that isn't a lot, especially at +4 special attack. But he's just sitting here. I'm pretty much close to full health, so I know I can take whatever his Magna Zone is going to throw at me. Because Heatran has a good special defense and it has some good bulk, so it can take a hit at full health. Um, and that's what it does. So he brings in Magnezone, and that is going to be the game because I finish his Magnezone off with an Earth Power because it doesn't have a balloon. It's scarfed, and I'm going to take it out. So, yeah, very long game, and I don't like long games at all. This is why I only like games with 20 something to 30 turns, and that's really short games, which I like narrating because this was an 11-minute battle. And I know a lot of people don't like watching very long stuff, especially from me because my narration sucks unless you like them and you just watch the whole thing. Leave a thumbs up and a comment if you did watch the whole thing because you guys are cool people if you did. And I'll give you ice cream. I think I have like macadamia nut ice cream in the fridge or the freezer. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Probably Wednesday if I can get a match because I don't have anything backed up. But yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday. Peace out and aloha.